Don't miss the 3-hour celebration of episode 300 of WDW News Tonight, live at 9 p.m. on February 27th on WDWNT TV. This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest of the Disney theme parks all around the world. Here now the news for February 19th, 2025. Walt Disney World has announced that they will be getting rid of the virtual queues for both Tiana's Bayou Adventure at the Magic Kingdom and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot later this month. That's right, both will open a standby queue. Tiana's Bayou Adventure has utilized a standby queue for select after-hours events in the past, like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but it never has during regular operating hours since it opened last summer. Its sister attraction at Disneyland Park discontinued its virtual queue just days after it opened to the public back in December of 2024. It opened back in November. A virtual queue has been in place from the opening of both Cosmic Rewind and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Cosmic Rewind has had its virtual queue as well since May 22nd of 2022. You may also remember that Tron Light Cycle Run opened with a virtual queue in April of 2023, but it was the first to discontinue it in September of 2024. Other attractions have had it for a short period. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure comes to mind, but nonetheless. February 25th, when that date arrives, that means there will currently be no virtual queues in all of Walt Disney World. Disney said, however, that the virtual queues continue to be helpful with the launch of popular attractions and the debut of new experiences and offerings, so we may use them again from time to time for select experiences in the future. Also, starting on February 25th, Walt Disney World hotel guests will be able to ride Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind during early entry. Early entry is available to guests staying at Disney Resort hotels and select other hotels, and every day these guests can enter the Walt Disney World theme parks 30 minutes before the regular opening and access select attractions. Again, Guardians will be one of those. We could stop and unpack this for a second, because I thought when this was announced that there would be all this rejoicing, because people have done nothing but complain about virtual queues pretty much since they started. Was that Star Wars Rise of the Resistance? Was that the first one? Which that was the hardest one to get, always. And people have complained ever since. And then this came out, I go, oh, people are going to be so happy. And all I've seen online is people complaining. Now, I remember saying a very long time ago that you're probably better off just opening a standby. People police themselves. But obviously, the waits will be longer. So, be careful what you wish for, because when it's gone, these lines might be worse. That being said, I don't know that Tron at times has been outrageous, but I don't think more egregious than we would have expected. The question with Guardians has always been, because it is so repeatable, because people could try to get multiple songs, that would mean there would be a lot of re-ridership within the same day. And so the question is, what are people willing to wait for that attraction? And will that one be worse simply because so many people want to ride it more than once in a visit to a park? I think that's why it held on there for so long. Tiana obviously was kind of the same reason as Rise, where there were some problems early on and it wasn't completely ready, and it was a good way to control, the flow of people in and out of the attraction. But with Guardians, it's definitely been a case of, we know people are going to re-ride this 2, 3, or more times a day, so let's try to control that. But now, no more virtual queues. You asked, and you shall receive. Is it what you actually wanted? We'll have to wait and find out in a few days' time. The Walt Disney World construction permit for demolishing sections of Frontierland has now been approved. Walt Disney World originally filed a permit in August of 2024 to seek approval for construction to take place in Frontierland and to expand the Magic Kingdom beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. The permit specifically mentioned that the flow of water in the park would be altered due to the closure of the rivers of America, requiring basin stormwater modifications and the construction of a stormwater management master treatment facility. In September, the South Florida Water Management District responded to the permit with a multi-page list outlining problems with the original application and asking for additional details regarding the water drainage changes. The approval of this permit means that Disney has now addressed all of their concerns over the environmental impacts of the demolition and provided sufficient information for the new water drainage systems. With most permits now in place, more details regarding the construction of the new Cars area of Frontierland may be announced soon, and in fact, work may begin in the not-too-distant future. The approval of the permit comes shortly after rumors that the construction of the new Villains Land will start sometime in March of 2025. Maybe they'll kind of start a little bit on both. Either way, no closing date has been announced yet for Tom Sawyer Island nor the riverboat along the rivers of America, but we know it's coming. Question is when. With flooring work completed, the seating area at Tortuga Tavern has reopened to guests. In our last update, we reported that the flooring in the seating area of the Magic Kingdom restaurant was partially in place, but during our visit this week, we saw that the flooring installation has been completed and the seating area is in fact now open and accessible to guests. In January, the flooring was completely torn up so that the new floor could be installed. The flooring is comprised of large gray stone-like tiles and red bricks. The seating area is comprised of round wood top tables that are fixed into the ground with a metal pole at the center, and the chairs have a metal framework with red seats. And at the back of the seating area are planters that now block off another section of the dining area that is now being worked on. The flooring in this area has been torn up, but the planters remain in place. Currently, the Walt Disney World website does not list operational hours for the restaurant through April 18th, the furthest date on the calendar. The location has been closed as far as food and beverage is concerned since June of 2024. Walt Disney World guests can now get the straps of their character totes embroidered with their name or other custom words. This new offering is available at Curtain Call Collectibles at Magic Kingdom. For now, guests can only get the straps of the character totes embroidered. This includes the recently released Donald and Daisy tote bags, but of course there's been Mickey, Minnie, Figment, and many more. There are 3 embroidery options. You can get basic for $4.99 with names only. Premium is $7.99 per line, and deluxe embroidery $9.99 per line. Each option offers different letter styles and colors. The item getting embroidered is a separate purchase, of course. Disney already offered embroidery directly on the character bags themselves, but now you can get it on the strap as well. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. Jesus Christ. I didn't know anyone was in here. So book today. Oh man, let's just go. Let's keep going. We'll just leave that in. I didn't know. For those of you that don't know at home, the lights are very bright. I can't actually see past the cameras. And so Katie standing in the back of the room and then being quiet for so long and then just screaming free was very scary. Crews have set up more of the gardens and topiaries for the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival 2025, including the Elsa topiary with a new cape, and as well as a set of topiaries that have not been seen in over 8 years. The Topiary Heritage Garden in the back of the UK Pavilion honors the process of topiary creation with the work of the Disney horticulture team. There's a Mickey topiary in one flower bed and an elephant in the other. Crews have yet to install signs for the garden. They may also be planting more flowers. Next to the sidewalk leading from the UK Pavilion to the France Pavilion is Tinkerbell's Fairy House Garden. It features tiny fairy houses made of natural materials and found objects as though constructed by Tinkerbell's friends. At the Norway Pavilion, a trio of snowflakes is positioned in a flower bed near the lagoon. These ball-shaped topiaries are on poles with snowflake decorations attached to them. Tiana and Elsa topiaries are returning in a flower bed near the Akershus Royal Banquet Hall. The topiaries themselves are the same, depicting the sisters in plant versions of their outfits from the first Frozen film. Anna has one hand raised in a wave, and Elsa has her arms out to cast some icy magic. And a brand new addition to the Elsa topiary this year, that blue cape. Also, Phineas and Ferb are among some of the recent topiaries that have been installed. The pair can be found behind Spaceship Earth near the pathway leading to the Imagination Pavilion. This is the first time since 2017 that the pair have appeared as topiaries for the festival, likely to promote their animated show's revival on Disney Plus that's set to return sometime this year. The Groot Topiary, which debuted last year, has returned. Groot is located in a flower bed filled with space-like plants near Cosmic Rewind. This year, Groot is in a new spot, and the prehistoric garden has taken over his location from last year. We also found the Miguel and Dante topiaries from Pixar's Coco at the entrance of World Showcase near the Mexico Pavilion. These topiaries debuted last year as well. Dante was the first ever projection map topiary, even though it had some problems last year, but nothing's been installed for that effect yet this year. Furthermore, outside of Connections Eatery near Guardians of the Galaxy, we spotted a Donald Duck topiary. Donald is seen standing amidst a garden between two vibrant sunflowers. He's holding a gardening rake in his right hand and wearing his typical sailor outfit. Just across from Donald are his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and across from Donald and his nephews near the Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company stand, a tiny garden display has been set up. Crews have yet to install signage for the garden. Finally, located near the Land Pavilion is a set of topiaries from The Lion King. This is a returning set that's been featured at previous festivals and is located in the same spot. In addition to the topiaries that were recently installed, a Mickey flower bed has been set up near World Showcase. We also noticed that construction has continued on Butterfly Landing and the playground area near the Imagination Pavilion. The playground constructed near Imagination will have a theme inspired by Disney's Yacht and Beach Club resorts. It'll be called Play Along Bay Play Garden, presented by Smucker's Uncrustables, and next door will be two new marketplaces, that being Yacht Grub and Beach Grub. More interactive elements have been installed on the playground structure closest to the green scrim. The picnic tables and pallets remain pushed to the side of the playground area. The EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival will take place March 5th through June 2nd. We, of course, will be there on March 5th to bring it all to you, including, as always, trying every single new dish until we are physically ill. Test track construction continues as crew members are starting to install the new entrance awning with plywood. The old canopy was removed soon after the attraction closed last summer. Crews began to install supports for the new canopy in early December. It has a rounded front and juts out of the building just above the entrance doors. Red plywood panels now cover the front center of the awning's framework. Crew members were working on other parts of the overhang that had not been enclosed yet. Scaffolding completely surrounds the structure. And at the corner, a coil of wires hangs under the overhang, possibly for lighting. The frame is made of various sized steel beams. From the Walt Disney World monorail, more of the construction site is visible. There haven't been many changes on the ground since our last update, however. The new version of Test Track will celebrate the history of advancements in transportation, drawing inspiration from the World of Motion, the opening day Epcot Center attraction. It was replaced in 1999 by Test Track, of course. But Test Track will return, presented by General Motors this summer. The Earth sculpture outside of Mission Space at Epcot has been partially restored since our last construction update. The refurbishment of the exterior of the attraction has been ongoing since May of 2023, when we noticed the large Mars sculpture turning gray. Some of the Mars paneling was replaced, but there's still a lot to be finished. Since our last update, it looks like the shiny finish on some of the red-orange panels was completed. The photo you're looking at now is from Tuesday, February 18th. We'll compare that with now a photo from February 11th so you can see the difference. Meanwhile, the scrim has been removed from atop the Earth sculpture. The scrim covered an opening on the sculpture. Sculpture has been enclosed once again, but there are white patches where it was resealed. The white patches don't cover the entire area that was missing. It looks like the Earth was damaged with a white scratch down the back. But this is crazy. This, again, another one of those projects that's been going on forever. But I mean, I can't be mad. They're fixing things, which is good. Just taking a long, long time. The live show Forces of Nature by AntiGravity, no, not the purveyor of ice cream in Tomorrowland, but AntiGravity, I guess, who's the performers in this show at Epcot. That show has been extended into the summer of 2025, according to the group's social media. The show is located in World Celebration Gardens at Epcot and features acrobatic performers representing Mother Nature and the different elements. The show first debuted last spring and was originally scheduled to end in March of 2025. But AntiGravity, the third-party company that performs the show, announced in a story on their Instagram account that they've been extended through June of 2025. Per the My Disney Experience app, the show is performed on Saturday through Wednesday only. Showtimes for those days can be found in the app, and each performance is 16 minutes long. In the Canada Pavilion, more progress is being made on the mysterious construction work, including the structure of what appears to be a new section of roof above a set of entry doors. We still think this is a bar, but who knows? Guests still cannot approach the Hotel du Canada facade. Ground construction walls block the entire path to the right of the Trading Post store. This area towards the back of the pavilion was once home to an upscale boutique that sold jewelry and small souvenirs called Les Boutiques des Provinces. And the shop closed in the early 2000s, and the space has remained empty since then. Disney has still not announced what they plan for this space, but we've been watching work in the area since the walls were added all the way back in June of 2023. When looking up from the rocks near the entrance to the Canada Far and Wide show, we could see more scaffolding has been erected around what appears to be a new awning over the entrance. Of course, permits have been filed for a sign above this, so we know it's a place of business. Is it a bar? Is it more? We will have to wait and see. Several new items have arrived in the Mexico Pavilion featuring Mickey, Minnie, and Donald. We found the items at Plaza de los Amigos in the center of the pavilion. There's an adult shirt for $34.99, a mini adult shirt for $29.99, a Mickey mug for $24.99, a tumbler for $29.99, a throw pillow is $44.99, the Mickey ornament is $24.99, the Minnie youth shirt is $26.99, the Mickey magnet is $14.99, the Mickey purse is $34.99, and a Donald shirt is $34.99. Today's show is brought to you by DVC Resale Market, who is doing their annual Red Hot Deals event. It's ending soon, February 28th. Now is the last chance to buy and save up to 10% on Disney Vacation Club contracts, one of the best deals for DVC ever. If you've rented points and gotten a taste of the DVC lifestyle of a Walt Disney World vacation, you might be thinking it's time to jump in and join the club. You could save thousands of dollars when you buy resale contracts. Contact our friends at DVC Resale Market to find out how much you could save. Go to dvcresalemarket.com/WWNT for more information. I actually bought resale through them. That's how we own at Polynesian. We've enjoyed it, and it was half the price. So I can't tell you it's not a good deal. It's a great deal, and one we personally have taken part in. At least one of the Fossil Fun games has been demolished in DinoLand, USA at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Most of the games are beyond view, but the Comet Crasher game is now clearly gone. It previously sat next to the Cementosaurus, a giant dinosaur sculpture at the back end of Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama. At Comet Crasher, guests would throw balls into different colored holes to win different prizes. Most of the other games are hidden by the construction wall, so we can't see them, but this one was visible. Still visible by Cementosaurus is Mammoth Marathon, the ball rolling game. That's still standing. No progress on that just yet, but any day now, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Demolition continues on Triceratops Spin, although we haven't seen a lot of changes in the past few weeks. Some paneling and the dinosaur on top were removed early during the construction, but the framework of the ride is still standing. Its queue structure is also still there. Since the Dino-Rama entrance sign was demolished, construction vehicles have moved out of that area. Crews removed signs from the exterior of Chester and Hester's Dinosaur Treasures, but that building remains standing. That building will remain standing because they're keeping it for the Tropical Americas land. It'll be a new shop. Though relatively far from DinoLand proper, we did notice a crane behind Expedition Everest. This could be for future DinoLand construction. Of course, the Encanto ride will go far beyond what was the Primeval Whirl and Dino-Rama plot. It'll go back a bit, so it's going to be a real large construction site. Of course, the Tropical Americas land will open in 2027, featuring that Encanto ride, an Indiana Jones attraction replacing Dinosaur, and a Disney character carousel that appears to be hand-carved, as well as more other things to see. A new Art of Disney On Demand kiosk has been added to the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. The kiosk selling several pieces of art from 1900 Park Fair, available to purchase by guests for the first time ever. The new kiosk has been added to the M. Mouse Mercantile gift shop, located on the second floor of the lobby. The kiosk can be used to order art that is printed and shipped to guests' homes. There is a regular selection of art featuring Disney characters and park icons. However, the kiosk at Disney's Riviera Resort, like the kiosk at the Riviera, the Grand Floridian kiosk also features art exclusive to that hotel. The 11 pieces of art available in the Grand Floridian tab are comprised of paintings that were added to 1900 Park Fair when the restaurant reopened in April of 2024. Some of the art includes Aladdin wishing on Genie's lamp, Tiana wishing on a star, and Belle wishing for adventure in the Great Wide Somewhere. Characters meeting guests in the restaurant also match this wishing theme. And guests scrolling through the images in the Grand Floridian tab can click on each of the 11 paintings to see them in more detail. Prices for these prints vary depending on the size, the medium, and the framing options as well. Level 99 has announced their expansion to Disney Springs at Walt Disney World. Level 99 is an interactive, competitive social gaming venue for adults. The Disney Springs location will be Level 99's fifth and largest. Level 99 confirmed that they would be on the Disney Springs West Side, presumably replacing the NBA experience. The location will have over 60 challenge rooms and duels. The two-story venue will be over 45,000 square feet, hosting upwards of 1,000 players at a time. A two-story bar will serve handcrafted cocktails and local beers, accompanied by a chef-crafted menu, including Level 99's signature award-winning Detroit-style pizza. The bar will be the centerpiece of the venue. Level 99 is backed by Panera founder Ron Scheich's investment firm Act 3 Holdings. It was founded by CEO Matthew Duplessis, considered the inventor of the modern escape room, which he launched in 2004. He opened the first Level 99 in the Natick Mall in Massachusetts in 2021. We are defining the category and setting the standard for out-of-home interactive entertainment, said Duplessis. After spending 2 decades in the location-based entertainment industry, it became clear that there was a consumer demand for a concept like this, a real unmet need. Our vision is to make challenge rooms a mainstream concept, and the opportunity to open at a marquee location like Disney Springs is the next step in our plans to expand the Level 99 brand nationally. A second Level 99 located at Providence Place Mall in Rhode Island is open. The third and fourth locations will open this year at Tyson's Corner Center in Virginia and the Corbin Collection in West Hartford, Connecticut. This means the Disney location could potentially open in late 25 or 2026, but a time frame has not been announced. The press release states that Disney selected Level 99 after a comprehensive review of the location-based entertainment industry. A typical experience at Level 99 includes at least 2 to 3 hours of entertainment play, followed by drinks and food at its scratch kitchen and bar, with some players staying all day. Level 99 features challenge rooms where teams of 2 to 6 players work together to beat a themed physical or mental challenge that typically lasts 1 to 4 minutes. Arena duels dispersed throughout the gaming arena for player versus player showdowns, and an art hunt where players search for hidden glyphs amongst hundreds of pieces of commissioned local art that are unique to every location. Level 99 plans to hire over 100 roles for the Disney Springs location, and Level 99 again will likely take over the former Disney Quest and NBA Experience space. Disney Quest, a gaming venue somewhat unlike Level 99, operated at Disney Springs for over 15 years and closed in July of 2017. That, of course, that building was demolished and became the NBA Experience, which opened in August of 2019, which only operated until March of 2020 when it closed due to COVID-19. Disney announced over a year later that the NBA Experience would not return. The building has mostly sat empty for the past 5 years. However, in 2022, it hosted the limited-time Star Wars VR experience, and Disney filed a permit for demolition at the building back in February of 2024 and removed some decorative elements from the exterior. This is great to hear. The West Side feels pretty dead. This is a concept that likely will appeal to more people than NBA Experience did, even though, like, I went to NBA Experience. My father, being a lifelong NBA fan, loved it. So we had a great time, but I totally understand that it did not appeal maybe to enough, not maybe, definitely did not appeal to enough people. This sounds great. There's been other great plans to replace Disney Quest. You may remember The Void, who ended up behind Once Upon a Toy when they opened in the Marketplace area. But originally they had pitched a concept where each floor of Disney Quest would have became a different VR experience. That never happened. And The Void sadly went out of business, even though I thought their experience was phenomenal. I will never forget doing that Star Wars VR experience. That was still, to this point, still the coolest VR thing I have done anywhere. But this, of course, it seems like it has something for everyone. It has a food and beverage concept in the middle. It is a proven concept. It sounds perfect, a perfect complement to what's currently offered at Disney Springs. It sounds like somewhere I would want to spend a lot of time. You'll see Nick and I there a lot, I'm sure. And yeah, so this sounds promising. Let me know in the comments how you feel. I know a lot of people say Disney Quest should have never closed, but you know, if you went to Disney Quest a bunch in those last few years, you know very well, like I do, that it could not survive. There were not enough people going, and it was in a real sad state. And every time they added a new attraction, it did very little to bring Disney Quest back to life. I remember when the pirate thing opened, it didn't really make a big impact. So I miss Disney Quest dearly. It was a weird, kooky, lovely 90s Disney thing. But I'm glad something that sort of continues its tradition will continue on in that space. Perhaps Disney Quest way ahead of its time. Construction continues on the Monorail station at the Downtown Disney District at the Disneyland Resort while the attraction is closed for refurbishment. The station is behind walls in an array of bright colors, and a sign on the blue door through the construction wall says Disneyland Monorail is currently unavailable. The construction is primarily for the installation of those new ticketing gates, which of course are also being installed at the entrances of Disneyland and California Adventure, which include the tap style for your Magic Band Plus, just a whole new way to enter the parks. Signage hanging from the roof has been covered and a new structure has been erected. It's a reddish color for now, but is unfinished. And crews were actively at work at the new structure with wires in hand when we were visiting. The Disneyland Monorail has been closed to all guests since January 6th. It'll reopen, supposedly reopen, on March 7th. Also at the Downtown Disney District, we observed scaffolding had been set up and the old facade revealed as construction continues on the former ESPN zone. Permits recently filed by Disneyland Resort have revealed plans to turn the former location into multiple storefronts. Due to the intense rain and winds in the area over the last week, the scrim that is usually covering the building's facades were rolled up, revealing the former facade before it was branded with the Disney Plus signage. Here's the exterior of the building under construction with the revealed facade that was previously hidden by those ads. The front of the building has been torn off, leaving just a black tarp to cover the former entrance, and colorful construction walls surround this site as well. Multi-level scaffolding covers the building's exterior along the rolled-up scrim. Large concrete animated sports players like the baseball player and skateboarder can be seen for the time being behind the scaffolding, but they will be gone soon. With the new permit filed by Disney, the plans are to split the building into 3 stores, with 2 on the first floor and 1 on the second. Although the ESPN zone closed in 2018, which was for that deluxe luxury hotel that never got built, it's been used at various times for limited time opportunities, such as a photo op experience and a Magic Band Plus shop. The extended refurbishment of the Indiana Jones Adventure Temple of the Crystal Skull at Tokyo DisneySea has been rescheduled. The Indiana Jones Adventure landing page lists a temporary closure of park facilities starting on August 18, 2025. An end date is to be determined. Last year, the DisneySea schedule listed a year-long closure for Indiana Jones from March 5th of 2025 through March 4th of 2026. Soon after we reported on the closure, however, it was removed from the calendar. Though an end date has not been announced for this newly listed refurb, it may be a year-long as originally intended. We'll have to find out later. Tokyo has not said anything more about this project. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind the show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. Also, real quick, I want to mention Carousel of Products at carouselofproducts.com. You can still pre-order our good pal Sonny Eclipse. He is available with his amazing Astro organ. Look how cute he is. Be sure to pre-order him. And while you're there, check out, we have a bunch of $5 t-shirts right now and a lot of other great products. So head on over to carouselofproducts.com. And now he's going to go live in the drawer again. Don't worry, it's nice in there. I made him like a bed. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.